It's your girl Jazz, and today I'm back with another video. Today I just wanted to talk about some things that are important to me. The first thing I want to talk about is Black Lives Matter. I wanted to, make this video to open up some discussion in the comments and just to get my opinion out there and my views and, with this whole Black Lives Matter thing, I'm totally for it. I'm for anything that has to do with black people, anything positive or whatever. But it also has caused me to really see who's for and against me. With a lot of celebrities, saying all lives matter or saying negative things about Black Lives Matter, it's really hurtful, I guess. Let me tell you one person recently is Lil Wayne. I was a big fan of his, but, he did an interview and said he doesn't know about Black Lives Matter or he doesn't feel connected to it and yada, 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 yada. And later on, I think he apologized and said something along the lines of they were asking him stupid questions, so he just started getting stupid answers. But my opinion is, even if they were asking you stupid questions, all you have to do is get up and leave. I've, seen him do that before, and I was still kind of on the fence with him because I feel like he's really arrogant and thinks he's better than everyone else. And so this just kind of turned me off from him completely. But I know I was talking to my sister about it, and, he's not the only celebrity that said things like that. Fetty Wap again, he said all lives matter. Keke Palmer, it's, the list can go on and on and on. But she said one thing that made sense. Normally if a celebrity says something against black people or the Black Lives Matter movement, I'm just over it. I don't really support them no more. If you feel like you can do it without black people, then that's fine. But, I'm not supporting you. If you don't feel connected to the average black person, then, I'm not supporting you. But she made a good point saying that the only way for things to get better is for us to start conversations and to try to change people's mind. Not only the white racist person, but black people too, who are kind of content with what they, how black people are treated. I'm not going to say they're just happy and, happy about it, but they're content. Or even they get to a point where they feel like they're so successful that it doesn't matter that they're black, which I think is stupid, because if you're black, regardless. If you're in white people are only going to see you, I'm not going to say all white people, a lot of white people aren't going to see you as their equal, regardless how successful you become, how much money you made, what kind of car you drive. They're just never going to see you like that. So I think we do need to start talking more amongst ourselves and telling and trying to get out of that we're content with how things are. Because it starts with little things to build up to the bigger things. Like, for example, I have not experienced a lot of just in your face, like people call me N-word or just being rude to me because I'm black. I haven't experienced a lot of that. I've had it a couple times or whatever in my lifetime, but I'm only 20, so I'm sure it's more. I wouldn't be surprised if I, have a lot more racist experiences. But one thing that happened to me recently is I started. I said, okay, I wanted to start back doing my YouTube channel, and so I went to Joann's and I found me some fabric to use as a backdrop. I found some fabric to use as a backdrop or whatever, and I, went to the, little station where they cut it at. And so it was, it was 3 people up there. One lady, it was an older white lady, was kind of working by herself, and then it was 2 ladies, like I guess they were kind of working together. I found out later, I think one of the ladies had just got hired, so, she was still learning everything. So I went and I don't think it was just one person on each, like, they were each helping one person. So I don't know if I got in line or I kind of stood just kind of in the middle to see who would be done faster. So the older white lady finishes up, and I, bring my stuff up there, and I'm going, waiting for her to start talking to me, ask me what I need, how much I need, blah blah. And she goes and calls a number, a ticket number or whatever, saying that's the next person, and just completely ignores me, doesn't say anything to me, doesn't say, well, you have to grab a ticket, blah blah, nothing. And I was just really upset. I don't think I really just had anyone not want to serve me because I'm black. Like, so I got my stuff, and I went and grabbed a ticket, and I'm kind of fussing about it with my mom, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to say something. I don't care. I'm going to say something. And we go, and the two ladies end up calling my ticket number, so they were helping me, and I said something like, I think it's really rude when, your coworker, she didn't even tell me that we needed to get tickets. I don't mind waiting, but she just completely ignored me, didn't say anything to me, and, they were apologetic, but I said it loud enough so that she could hear it. But looking back on it, that didn't really change anything, I wish I would have got her name and went to her manager, and if her manager wasn't, making a big deal out of it, I wish I would have went over, go to corporate or something, because she has to understand that wasn't okay, and people aren't just gonna, say a few words and move on. People are upset. She could lose her job and stuff over being rude to customers. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we as black people have to kind of get out of just, well, that's just how it is, I guess. Let's not worry about it or whatever. Let's not stress about it or whatever. Don't let them get under our skin. We need to start making, and I'm not saying nobody does that. People do that, but everybody has to do it for it to really be effective. It needs, every time something like that happens to you, if you can, allow them to face the consequences or whatever. And even that lady, she still may not like black people. If I would have went over her head and went to her manager and her corporate, but she would have known that in the work environment, you can't just do that. You can't just mistreat a black customer. And that would have, that's a small change that can affect a lot of people. But a lot of people don't think like that. Like, I was talking to someone, and her daughter actually was on the cheerleading team or whatever, and they just didn't come to a black school. It wasn't on their schedule or anything. The cheerleaders just didn't show up for that game. And it sounded like, the coach was basically just racist. She didn't want to come to that school. So, it was kind of after the fact. It was too late to really do anything. But me and along with a few other people were trying to explain to her that you should have did something, because, even though she kind of felt like, well, my child didn't care about it like that. She didn't care about it. She, she didn't care about cheerleading that much, and she's about to graduate, and, this not really going to affect her that much. But what we were trying to say is, after her, they're still going to be doing that. They don't, pick and choose what schools they want to go perform at, because, well, this school is too black, or, I don't feel safe because it's black or whatever. If she would have stood up and said, well, why didn't they go to the school? Even if, they couldn't have changed what happened that year, the next year I'm sure they would have went to that school, because they would have known, well, parents are going to start complaining or whatever if we don't, pick and choose what school we go to. So, I want to encourage everyone to be like that, even if it feels like it's small and it's not really affecting you in a big way. Think about who it can affect afterward, and how maybe your small change can be helpful to someone after you. And another thing I want to talk about is I think we just do need to be better as a community. Like, we need to stop being so focused on drama and being positive. One situation I wasn't really too happy about is the Nicki Minaj and Remy situation. Of course, I'm a fan of Nicki Minaj, but also it's like, Remy Ma, I didn't dislike her or whatever. She came out with her little diss track, and I was just like, oh, whatever. It wasn't all that because I'm a Nicki Minaj fan, but it was kind of. I don't really have respect for her now because I just kind of feel like a lot of female artists, they kind of go at Nicki just to become relevant again, and I can't respect anybody trying to tear people down. Tear people down just to become successful. If you can't do it on your own, you don't need to try to push someone down or whatever. So I just, I want to know what you guys thought about that situation. If you're a fan of Nicki, if you're a fan of Remy Ma, how you feel about both of them after after everything was done. Because, Remy Ma just won Best Female Rap Artist at the BET Awards. Which, again, I think was kind of disrespectful to a lot of the other artists in that category. Because I don't think she really has out any music. From what I know, she has out the one diss track that everyone liked or whatever. And then 2 more diss tracks that I don't think too many people were here for. And I feel like a lot of the other artists in that category, we can take Nicki out for all I care. Some of the other artists, I feel like they were putting out more music, working harder. And for them to I kind of feel like she was just picked just to kind of keep the drama and keep people talking or whatever. They made something that could have been positive into negative situations. I want to see what you guys feel about that. Do you think she deserved that award? If you do think she deserved it, why? Like, do you think her song was just that great that it was better than everyone else in that category? And we don't even have to talk about Nicki. Take her out the category. What about other artists? Do you think anyone else in that category deserved it? Do you think she kind of used Nicki to come back in the spotlight? I just want to know you guys' opinion about stuff like that. Also, have you ever been in a situation where you experienced racism, but you felt like it wasn't that big of a deal at the time, and you didn't speak up, or you did speak up? What happened? I would love to read all your comments about that, and I encourage you guys in the comment section to talk amongst yourselves, start discussions. If you are a person that thinks all lives matter or whatever, I think all lives matter, but I support Black Lives Matter because Black Lives Matter, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. So if you are a person that say, oh, well, no, all lives matter, not, you don't support the Black Lives Matter movement, I want to know why. I don't want this to be a video where we're just fussing and fighting in the comments. I want it to be something positive. Really try to understand the other point of view and other person's point of view and try to learn something from this. Learn something from my video. Learn something from the comments. Teach someone something. That's what I, really make this video about. I have only like 50 subscribers at the moment, but you never know who could see this video, who this would benefit. So even though, I don't have that many subscribers, I hadn't made a video in a while, I wanted to start back my YouTube journey with something positive. And so I think this video is going to do it. Another question I have for you guys that I was just discussing with my sister is, I'm not sure how I feel about dating a white man. If you're an interracial couple, I'm not saying anything against you. That's fine. You can date whoever you want. But me personally, because I have such strong beliefs about like Black lives and Black people and stuff, I don't think a white man could relate to me as well as a Black man. Like, you can't relate. That wasn't going to be, Trayvon Martin wasn't going to be your brother. Like, these Black men getting killed in the streets, that's not going to be your brother, your cousin, your dad. Like, I just don't think you can relate. That's not even going to be you. Like, I don't think they can really relate to me. And if you're in an interracial relationship, I would like to know how, like, topics like that, how do you guys deal with it? What do y'all talk about? Do you think, he really relates to you? Or if you're a Black man with a white girlfriend, do you think she can really relate to you in a situation like that? And if not, like, how do you deal with that? I also want to know your opinion. I know this happened a while back, but with the black man when he went and were basically trying to kill a lot of white police officers. I want to say I'm sorry to the family and all the police officers that lost their lives, but I really wasn't that surprised that that happened, because being black in America, I feel like our we're pushed up against the wall. It's like a bully keeps just pushing you and picking at you and taking shots at you every second of the day, to the point that one day you snap. And I don't condone what that man did. I think he was completely wrong or whatever, but it just wasn't surprising because people can only take so much. It's really discouraging and hurtful when you see these men just getting killed and nothing like coming from it. Like, the police officers get right off. Like, it's just really scary because that could have, any of those, men or boys that got killed by police officers, that could have been my brother, that could have been my dad, that could have been my cousin, my uncle, that could have been anybody, and it just really does make you feel like your life doesn't matter. And I know I watched Plies put up a video, I think a few days ago, and he was saying, like, the only time they want to pretend our life matters is when one of us kills another one of us, and then the person who's dead, they're like, oh, well, they try to make it seem like their life matter just so they can send the killer to prison for, life. And not saying he shouldn't go to prison, but that they don't really care. They're getting a 2-for-1. You killed somebody, and now we're sending you to prison to get rid of you, And it's just, the justice system is so messed up. I can't remember, I talked to my dad about someone, and I can't remember how. I don't know if he actually knew the person that said this or if someone told him this, but I know the circumstance was, it was a black man on trial, and one of the jurors said, they convicted him. They didn't know if he really did it or not, but he was probably going to do something anyway. Like, that's just, so you could be an innocent man, but because you're black, you can still go to jail because people, they look at you as a thug, and like, that's it. That's all you will ever be. So they're just waiting to put you away. So I just want to, in the comments, right below any situations that, you've experienced racism or you've seen racism happen, what you think we should do to change it. Because, again, I was talking to my dad, and I was just like, protesting isn't really doing anything. And he was saying, like, well, back when, like, Martin Luther King and stuff was around, they didn't stop. It was constant protest. But now we protest, and okay, we're done. Then something else happened, protest, and then we're not protesting. And, like, do you think if we, we're doing it constantly, we didn't stop, we didn't give up, we were constantly doing it, would it really change? Because I don't see how we're going to change. It's been, I don't know how many years, and we haven't changed people's minds, because people are teaching their kids at a young age to hate black people and to hate minorities. That's what you grew up with. That's what you know. How do you change that person's mind? I want to be able to talk to this person and really talk them out of that, but that's hard. And then we have black people out here that just really, because of what's going on with all the white people, they just hate white people. I'm not even hate them, they just don't trust them. They may socialize with them, but at the end of the day, they can't fully trust them. And it's just sad, I don't really know what the solution to the problem is. Like, I don't really know what to do. I do think small acts to kind of really show people that, we're not going to tolerate just being mistreated. You should, speak up about that. And I think that would cause I think it would actually be beneficial, but would it really, how can we really stop racism? How can, are we really ever going to be able to change people's minds? I'm normally I'm normally pretty positive, but this is just, I can't, it's hard for me to be positive about something like this when, I worry about my dad or my uncle or cousin getting stopped and, by the police for just the average traffic stop and just not making it home. Like, that's the reality for me. And I don't really know what to do with it. I don't know if putting this video out is really going to be beneficial. I hope it is. Maybe I'll just get a whole bunch of hate comments. I don't know. But I think that's all from now. I know this video was all over the place, but that's how my mind is, all over the place. I didn't write anything down. I just really spoke from my heart. So I really want to hear you guys' opinions in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, like it and share it with someone you think needs to hear it. And also, if it's any other topics you feel like you want me to just sit down in front of the camera and talk about, then let me know below. I'll definitely do that. So yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.